What's up, party people? All right, so today I wanted to do a video about Maestro. Maestro is a app that allows me or you the ability to juggle between platforms. So most of us today, if we're doing Uber, we're doing Lyft, or vice versa. Maybe some other platforms that I'm not aware of as well. But I only do Uber and Lyft, so I'll only speak on those two. So Maestro allows me to switch automatically between my Uber trips and my Lyft trips based on preferences that I have set up. So I can tell it what type of passenger rating as a minimum I want to have to accept their trip request, whether it be surge or not, distance on the pickup. All of these things can be set in the Maestro app, and then it can automatically accept or decline a trip based on those parameters. Before we get into that, just want to remind you, please feel free to like, comment, or subscribe. Hit the notification bell so that this way you'll be made aware of any new videos that I do. So let's get into it. So I have been using the Maestro app almost since the beginning of my rideshare driving career. And it has always worked, I'm going to say 95% of the time, flawlessly. I think within that 5% that it didn't, there were a number of extenuating circumstances. Might have been one or two bugs in the app. Also might have been reception or signal at the time I went to activate the app. But relatively little. And I think the one or two times that I did reach out to Maestro, they resolved it almost immediately in my case. So I swear by the app. I love it. I feel like it gives me the ability to kind of operate more hands-free without having to constantly, have hands on my phone, or in my case, my tablet. All right, so about a week ago, I started having a lot of trouble with the Maestro app. Started getting these error messages, and I'll show you very quickly on my other phone. This is what started popping up in the Maestro app. And then there was a button there that allows you to show details, and looks like a whole bunch of error code or whatever pops up. Means nothing to me. And at first I thought maybe it was just a issue with the app. And, of course, instinctually, first thing we do these days is we uninstall the app, reinstall the app, and 9 times out of 10, that kind of clears it up. But in this case, it didn't. So after about a day or two of that, I decided to reach out to Maestro technical support, and they got back to me. And it was interesting what their response was. Now, I know that Uber and Lyft, or I've heard that Uber and Lyft don't particularly like Maestro, or any of the other apps that are out there that allows you to do the same thing. I've heard of Maximo through the Apptrepreneur, and I've never used it, but I'm assuming it basically does the same thing. So now Uber and Lyft do this thing where from time to time they create some new little bit of code so that the Maestro app does not work properly. Why? Because they only want you driving for their platform and not the other. So the response that I got from Maestro technical support was exactly that. I'll read it to you. We are sorry that you are having the experience with Lyft compatibility. Thanks for taking the time to report it. It is clear that the recent Lyft actions intend to take Maestro away from the drivers. However, our development team is looking into the issue and a fix is under development. And then it kind of dawned on me, because when I would go to activate the Maestro app, because you turn that on first, of course, and then it will then activate the Uber app. And I have it set to activate Uber first because that's where I get the majority of my trip requests from, and then the Lyft app. So it was doing just that. It was activating the Uber app, and then when it went to activate the Lyft app is when I started getting these error messages, and it caused the Maestro app to crash. And it's so ironic. I mean, I guess when they do it in a kind of blanket way or general way. But I could tell you in my submarket here in the New York City suburbs, at least on the platforms that I operate on, be it premium SUV, premium, I get, for every 9 Uber trip requests I get, I may get 1 Lyft request. And, I don't want to put too much thought into this, but it's like, come on, guys. Like, you don't have the predominant, you know how much market share you have. I'm sure in every market. And, for you to know that you have less than 50% of the market share, but yet you want to do something to cripple the drivers so that they cannot switch between the two, you know what that does? All that does is cripples you. I could never understand the timeout concept, even with Uber. Uber sends me 2 or 3 or 4 trip requests that are 20 minutes away. I'm not doing it. I'm not going that far to take a chance on them canceling. And guess what? The cancellation fee that I would automatically get from Uber, to me, is not worth it. It's not worth it. So the whole idea of now putting me on timeout, when the reason why I'm getting trip requests from 20 minutes away is because you don't have any other drivers closer to that particular passenger, is beyond me. I'm like, you know what? I'll sit back, because sooner or later you're going to reactivate me. You may be pissed off that I declined the last 3 requests, but you're going to reactivate me, and you're going to lose business, because those individuals are 9 out of times going to say, you know what? I'll just call a Lyft. And hell, I was on Lyft anyway. So if you'd requested a Lyft Lux or whatever, I would have gotten the call. And it goes along the same premise here. Why is Lyft trying to force us as rideshare drivers to drive exclusively for them by creating some sort of bug so that the Maestro app will not work? Again, is beyond me. Guess what I did? Turned off the Lyft app. I will work exclusively on Uber for the time being until I'm notified by Maestro that this bug is fixed. And in the scheme of things, Lyft might say, well, 1 driver here, 1 driver here. But, my guess is, at least in my area, there's a lot more people that's going to go strictly Uber for the time being. And there's a lot of folks that use Maestro. I know a lot of people who switch back and forth themselves, which to me is a bit tedious. My biggest thing is I always forget. I get an Uber trip, and I forget to turn off the Lyft app, and I'm driving, and then I get a Lyft request, and then I have to decline it. And, you don't want to do that. So that's it for this video. Just an observation. For those of you, I will include my Maestro referral code within the description of this video, and along with my websites. And like I said before, feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Until the next video, stay frosty, my friends. Peace.